Praise ye Yahweh, sing unto Yahweh. So praising Yahweh, singing to him, right? A new song. And his praise in the congregation of saints, Israelite. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of the remembered ones, to Zion one, be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name, Yahweh. In the dance, let them sing. See, praise and sings in the same sentence. Sing praises unto him with the timbrel and the harp. For Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, the Israelites. He will beautify the meek, we the meek, with salvation. He's going to save us, the elect. Salvation means to be saved from impending danger, right? Delivered from impending danger. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing or praise. Let them sing aloud upon thy beds. We're going to be getting up in the morning.
Psalm 149. Praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. The Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
The elect are coming. The gods of the earth are coming.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right, and what I want to get into today, dealing with, the devil at work, okay, Esau, Edom. And the only thing left, is the end, and like, we said before, we in the time now, so there's no way, that we should be, caught up, okay, and engulfed and entangled in this world. All right. The spirit, has us in the position to where we can see that this is the end, like we should be up on the scam of Babylon, and it's to the point that people that's in the world, they're crying out. Now, they are not crying out to Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, but they're crying out, okay, because of how bad it's gotten. They're realizing the American dream, is a scam, okay. The men hate the women hate the men. All right, the food is killing them, okay. The educational system, they finding out college is a scam. Everything is a scam, and you have people, okay, in the world, that have reached the breaking point. Okay, you have people of the world even calling for the end, even though they don't even know what the end is, showing you how bad it has gotten, man. The only thing left is for the Lord to just wrap this kingdom up. Okay, having worldly ambitions and trying to be something in this world and trying to play both sides, halfway in the truth and halfway in the world, or like that's over with, man. That's why the Lord, He's pushing us to be more and more into this, man, because this is finished, and we can clearly see. All right, I'm good. I got a few videos. The beloved brother Elder Shaquat from down here in the Mississippi camp, he done put together a compilation. Okay, and I want to get into that, and I also go how to this man's propaganda, how he's deceived the world, as we went into that the other day. But let's go here first. This is Ecclesiasticus 14:7, the book of Sirach. And if he do it good, he doeth it unwittingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness, man. Okay, so this devil, he presented all this great ideology as if he was for the people. He pushed this great American dream as if America was the place for common people to prosper. He pushed this women's equality like he was all about women's rights, like he cared so much about women. Okay, he pushed the civil rights as if he cared so much about Jake. He pushed all these different agendas. No child left behind. Okay, all these different agendas. The government assistance, and he pushed all these things as if he was for you. Okay, but it was the complete opposite. Okay, now we're seeing the results of "Ye shall not surely die." Okay, now the elite bankers are in complete control of the world government. There's nothing that stands between the elite bankers, okay, and the people. All right, and the elite bankers are a bunch of wicked oligarchs. Okay, they want to rule the world in complete control and wickedness, man. Okay, for a time, the government was like a buffer, okay, between the people and the elite bankers and big corporation. Now, government has been fully absorbed by bankers and big corporations, and now we're seeing, all right, agendas pushed forth, okay, that do nothing but destroy the people. Okay, so let's go here, and then we're gonna get this video. Okay, because as people complain about who's in power, or complain about the governments, well, who run the governments of the world? You see, and that's for something that no one wants to address. The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Because when you go to Malachi 1:4, it says Esau's descendants in Edom may say, "We have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins." But the Lord of heaven's armies, all right, but it says, but the Lord of heaven's army replies, "They may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again." Okay, so we have to understand we're living in the rebuilt empire, all right, in the rebuilt Roman Empire ran by Esau, Edom. Okay, and these devils, all right, are wicked tyrants. Okay, they presented themselves as these humanitarians and presented this fake democracy, which is the rule of the people, which the people never been in control. Okay, it was all an illusion. And now, all right, as they want to switch to a new world order, a digital world order, okay, they're herding you people into this new world order by what, man? Putting a squeeze on you people, man. Okay, you see, they're sabotaging these governments, okay, to be trashed so they can come and present a new way, okay, and still try to present themselves as the hero, still try to present themselves as if they're saving you from something that they created, okay, which is a jacked up system, okay, and it says in their country, all right, again, it said their country will be known as the land of wickedness. You see, this man has turned the earth into the land of wickedness, man, especially here in America. Okay, it says, and their people will be called the people whom the Lord is forever angry, man. So we have to understand that the people that rule the earth are at war with their maker. They're at war with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Their technology, their ideology is all in rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay, and you people that trust this man, you're in the middle of the greatest rebellion against the Most High that the earth has ever seen. All right, and it's only going to get worse. Okay, and you constantly trusting this devil. All right, and it's only going to get worse, man. And you're okay, going to find yourself, okay, in the crosshairs of a major conflict between Esau and the Most High, man. All right. So let's play this. As I say, is we got people, okay, even people of the world. All right. And if this the people of the world crying about this, how much more should we, okay, be? How much more should we have no ambition in this world, understanding what this is, man? Okay. So let's play this.
Dream is a fucking lie. At the risk of sounding absolutely hysterical, the American dream is a fucking lie.
Trigger warning, I'm gonna crash out right now, and this is gonna be a long video, but I feel like you could relate to this, so here we fucking go.
The American dream is literally a fucking joke.
I believe that the government sold us a bill of goods when we were growing up and we were younger. And in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, they taught us that we have to achieve the American dream.
Does anyone else believe that we've all been completely lied to about what the American dream is?
The number one reason why I would never live in America ever again is because of people's mindset.
I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but the American dream is a fucking lie.
I honestly don't know how people 18 to 30 right now are just going to work and acting like nothing's happening.
How did the American dream die? How did the middle class die?
The American dream does not exist.
The American dream is a scam. You got played, and deep down, you already knew that.
Seeing Gen Z talk about life lately, and honestly, I feel it in my chest, bruh. I feel it, especially the 2000 babies. I am seeing it, asking, what's the point? What's the point? What are we working towards? Why are we working nonstop just to barely get by? I feel it. It's heavy, and I'm scrolling through the comments, and everybody's saying the same thing. You know, I'm tired. I feel this sense of doom. Nothing feels real anymore. Not just talk, right? It's not just talk. It's a collective heaviness. And I'm 27, right? I'm an older Gen Z, but still Gen Z nonetheless. And I felt this in high school, right? The idea of working a 9 to 5 and then coming home and just entertaining yourself and then repeating the next day. Back then, it was already something in my spirit rejecting that. And now more and more of us are waking up and asking, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? The American dream ain't a dream no more. The American dream is dead. It's survival. It's exhaustion. It's wild because millennials feel it. Millennials feel it. Gen Alpha, they're picking it up. And the boomers, they ain't really talk about it. But now everything's coming to the surface. People are thinking about leaving the country.
What exactly are y'all working towards in America? Because you're working to buy a house that you'll never be able to own. You're working to barely be able to afford life. You're really unaliving yourself with the food that you're consuming in America. What are you really working towards in America? America, you're literally working to barely get by. That is not the American dream. When are y'all gonna wake up? All you're doing in America is working to pay bills. And after you pay bills, you barely have enough to go to the grocery store. America placed you in that position and customized your mind frame to make you feel like you can't get out, but you can. They want you to feel like the American dream is in America when it's not. In all reality, you should not be working to survive.
And I want to say this, because the guy made the point he said that nothing seemed real, because Esau has created, a synthetic society, social media. All right. Well, this devil, has allowed people so much access to each other, that most people are imitating the character. Not many people are their authentic self. Everyone's imitating some type of character. Okay. So it's super synthetic. Nothing's authentic. There's no authentic connections. As the scriptures say, what's that in 2 Timothy chapter 3? Brother can post that, like verses 1 through 3. To speak about people, losing their natural, affection, towards one another. Okay, like this devil has took authenticity, okay, out of society, man. Okay, when you meet a woman, it's like when you go and meet a woman, it's like you're talking to the same woman. She's some type of version of a Cardi B, okay, a Meg Thee Stallion, okay, some popular YouTube influencers. Like you're meeting the same cookie cutter type woman. Okay, certain men, are like that. Certain men that either you're talking to, NBA young boy or some type of red pill nigga. Is like you're talking to, a virgin, okay, of one of these influencers or one of these celebrities when you meet people, man. Okay, there's not much authenticity left. You see? So when you go here, all right, as the brother put up the water, bro, this other brother beyond Yasha Allah, 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, which are dangerous times. You see, and people haven't seen anything yet. This is just the beginning. Okay, because these elites, they want people to cry out. Okay, so they can present the new system as a hero. All right, because the main complaint is people not having enough money, all right, to afford life anymore. And what are they going to blame it on? Inflation. Okay, and they're going to say, well, look, we have a new money system that's inflation proof. We're going to put a global currency. The reason why there's inflation because there's so many currencies. Okay, so they're going to pitch the new world order, all right, as a way to stop inflation to where everybody can go back, all right, to having buying power in the world again. Okay, 2 Timothy 3:2. It said, for men shall be lovers of themselves. Yeah, see, here it is, you people. All you've done is worship yourself on the internet, while the elites have constantly been chipping away at your rights. Okay, the cost of living, all right, your wages, all right, haven't kept up with the cost of living in the last 30 years. Okay, and all you people have doing is been worshiping your goddamn self, man. Selfies and posting, every meal that you having, you're posting, and you see. Okay, so this is a punishment that the Lord is sending for. All right, it said covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. All right, without natural. All right, verse 3 says, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers. Okay, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Because see, here it is, you people. Okay, all right, have been proud, in this system, have become proud, boasters. And now there's, like I said, there's no natural affection, man. Okay, people, live in these phones, even like when Esau tried to bring out, the metaverse, with people, living in this virtual reality, putting the headset on. Well, really, people are already in the metaverse, man, because people spend more time on the internet than interacting, all right, with nature itself, man, than having authentic relationships with people. Everything is based off the internet. Okay, so people have even lost, natural affection towards one another. And that's why I say the love of many shall wax cold, because people, all right, relationships, most relationships in this world, okay, are synthetic. Okay, they based on superfluity. All right, and that's why the brotherhood, the body, the church is going to be so valuable in the time to come, because this is the only thing that's authentic is the love between the church, man. Everything else is superficial. Okay, it's fragile. All right, and it's going to collapse. All right, when things get worse, man. Okay, so let's let this play some more.
The America dream is survival. The America dream is not in America. I'm a Florida girl that moved to Thailand. Life ain't costing me my soul out here. Credit don't exist out here. I can spend time with my family whenever I please to, and I don't have to work as hard. Look up to this view, and I get all of this for $600 a month. Not to mention, my water bill is only $6. My Wi-Fi bill is $15. My rent is $600. And we're not even going to talk about the political part of America, Iran, beautiful bill, COVID. But like I said, I'm just a Florida girl that moved to Thailand. If I could do it, you could do it too. And not only did I move with me, I moved with my kids as well. And if I could do it, you could do it too.
I don't blame them. I've been having those thoughts myself.
And moving to Thailand is not the solution. You know, it might be a moment of relief, you know, from the American, the American oppression, okay, economic oppression. All right, but guess what? Thailand, all right, is on pace, okay, to be under the MOTB system. You know, Thailand is fully in. You know, you go to Thailand and you see how, a lot of apartment buildings are facial recognition, bio, metrics and different things. Well, it's being set up for the MOTB infrastructure. So moving to Thailand or another country, which, hey, if you in the world, you're going to get some relief, from Babylon. But see, that's still not the solution, okay? Because our temptation is going to try the whole world, okay? So let's play here some more.
Living where life doesn't cost your soul. You know what I'm saying? Living where credit doesn't rule you, where you don't have to work yourself into a grave just to live decently. And we're up against a lot in this system, right? Let's be honest. Like AI taking jobs, people are already having trouble finding work. Job market ain't good right now. You know what I'm saying? People's benefits getting cut. People in chaos right now. People really going through it, bro. Like I talk to people generally, heart to heart. People are going through it. Don't believe everything you seeing. Not everyone's out here living the glamorous influencer life. You might be doing well if you rich and you live in that life, okay. But for the majority of us, it's not like that. On top of the political chaos, the talks of war, pandemics and all that. It's a lot. See, I was in the middle of Costco the other day, and I got stopped by a lady. She looked like she was an older millennial, and she was asking me about the rice in my cart. And next thing you know, she's like, I don't even really know what to eat anymore, because it seems like everything here we're being poisoned here in America. The artificial dyes and the preservatives, and we're in the middle of Costco talking about it. We confused about what to buy. We don't know what to get, because it seems like everything's just slowly killing us, getting us sick and having to go get medical bills that are expensive on top of everything else. We are grieving systems that we never asked for.
Yeah, I know that we are slaves, right? Like,
and people are waking up, to the to the poison, in American food. Okay. Which, America is has the most toxic diet, okay, on the earth. Where you have foods that are banned in other countries, okay, but are allowed in America, man. I say brothers been going into, the elder brothers, all right, and the apostles, they've been going into how, people from Europe, or other countries will come here and eat, the diets that they eat back home, they gain weight, they get sick, okay, because of, America has the most poisonous food supply in the world, man. Okay, it has the most abundant, the most convenient, okay, and it's the most poisonous, man. Okay, so people are confused. They don't know, what to eat, what not to eat, and we try to eat the best or the worst, but at the end of the day, we know the solution is getting the hell out of here, man. Okay, that's the only solution. That's the only solution All right, and that's what's going to solve the problem of the condition of the earth. Okay, is us being delivered and the rules of this world, okay, being taken down. Okay, going to captivity before they're destroyed forever, man. Okay, and if that's not the talking point, then you don't have a solution. Like I said, moving to Thailand, and you know, you can have the best diet, but eventually it's to a point we gotta get the hell out of here, man. Like I said, we do what we can, and we emphasize on health. All right, but we know health is not the way around. Okay, this devil, man. So let's play some more.
We're currently all slaves. Slavery never went away. It was just remodified as the working system. Every day you have to get up super early, spend 8 hours a day away from your friends, your loved one, your family, work for pennies on the dollar to make somebody else richer than they already are. And then you get hit with all these bills that you can barely afford because shit is going up. Things are way too expensive. And once you pay off all your ridiculously expensive ass bills, you're broke and have to go to work again the next day. And then once you get paid again to pay your bills, you're going to be broke again. It's literally a rat race. It's like the guinea pig on the hamster wheel. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way because I just got paid and now I'm broke. And don't get me wrong, I have money saved up. I have money in investments. But literally the chump change I got paid from my 2 jobs is all of a sudden gone because it went to bills. And now I have to go back to work again, wait a whole week to get paid to pay bills again. And the same amount of money I'm getting paid, people have 2, 3, sometimes 4 kids. I'm like, there's no way people are surviving, making the same money I am with dependents. I don't have any kids. I don't have a place of my own. I'm still living at the crib. Yet these people have like a whole bunch of bills, mouths that they have to feed, roofs that they have to keep over their head, clothes that they have to buy. How are y'all doing that with the same amount of paycheck y'all get as me? It's literally impossible. Financial freedom is a whole flat out fucking lie. It's bullshit. Unless you were inherited money, grew up in a rich family, hit the lottery, heard a crazy sports betting parlay, you're never going to get rich. You're never going to get ahead because they don't want you to get ahead. They want you to stay slaves and depend on that job and work for the next 40, 50 years of your life. And when you finally can retire with the little bit of money that you were able to save, you can enjoy it. Your bones are going to be too brittle and weak to enjoy it. You won't physically be able to do the things at an older age compared to when you were younger. The United States working system was designed for us to be slaves for 40, 50, if not 60 years and then die. And then what happens when you die? They take half your money because of taxes. And don't get me started on taxes. That's another scam system that they created to keep you broke. It makes no sense how we go to work, bust our ass, and then they illegally take money from our paycheck. And then when it comes time to file taxes every single year, they demand you to pay more money on top of the money that they already illegally took in from you. The American dream is to get the fuck out of America.
Stay in the job that you pick for the rest of your life.
The same job for the rest of your life? I didn't know that. What's the difference? So you'll just work us to death?
We'll sure try. Larry, what do you think the meaning of life is?
Work. It's important to be useful. Look at me. I got it all figured out. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
I'm on my way to school, and I am really realizing that the American dream itself is fraud. Everything was set up for us was a scam. I just told my friend last night or the night before last, I'm like, they call it a dream. You sleep when you have dreams. You gotta be asleep to have a dream. And based on the fact that they keep us asleep, we believe in this dream. The house, school, college, like we're literally digging ourselves in a grave of debt. And we believe that we're winning. We believe that we're building a legacy for our families. You know, we're working. My husband works so much for us to still get by. We both have an income. We both take care of our kids and pay bills. But overall, this whole system is a scam. The whole system is a scam. I don't see how people can't see that. We're working, most of us, 40 hours a week. Some of us even more than that. They tax our checks. They tax us on anything we spend our money on. We have to continuously pay for our cars every year. We have to continuously pay for property. If we own property, we got to continuously pay for that. And it's like this big ass slave system that they created. And they make us believe, oh yeah, you're middle class because you know you got cars and homes and a little bit of savings. But they never give you enough to escape the system. They never give you enough to live comfortably. You will never retire within their system before the age of 65. This whole American dream is bullshit.
Trigger warning, I'm gonna crash out right now, and this is gonna be a long video, but I feel like you could relate to this, so here we fucking go.
And I want to fast forward, all right, because you even have these people, you know, calling for the end. You know, you having people in the world, okay, that are calling for the end, showing you, you know, how bad it's gotten and showing you how obvious that that's the only solution. Okay, it's to end this place. Okay, it's not about getting a Republican or Democrat in office or, you know, getting the, you know, Democrats to have the majority of the Senate or the House. No, none of that works. Black economics, no, none of that works. Okay, none of that has nothing to do with the solution. The solution, all right, is WW3, World War III, where Yahweh Shai comes, okay, and conquers the earth in righteousness, man. Anything that's outside of that talking point, all right, is far short of a solution. All right. So I want to jump ahead where you have, you know, even people, these people in the world calling for the end, showing you, all right, hey, that we're on to something, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right.
And we wake up and we're saying, God, are you coming back?
I believe that the government sold us a bill of goods when we were growing up and we were younger. And in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, they taught us that we have to achieve the American dream. The American dream was taught so much growing up to me. And like, you have these things, they put a vision in your head and then you try to achieve that vision. And as time progresses, you realize that vision or that dream becomes unreachable and unattainable. It's so interesting that our generation was the generation that missed out on what it was like to live the American dream. And what I mean by the American dream is you go to college, you get a degree, you finally get to get a good job. College isn't that expensive, so debt isn't that crazy. The cost of living wasn't that crazy. Once you get a job, you can buy a house because the housing market wasn't that crazy. Economy wasn't that crazy. Inflation was not a thing. But then that's all that they teach us. They don't teach us any other ways. But then when we get older, they change the whole entire system and they make the American dream unattainable, and it's outdated. No one wants the white picket fence anymore with the family because, one, they can't afford a family, and they can't afford the house with the white picket fence. You can't afford kids, so there's no point in having kids. We cannot afford kids. Apartments are the same prices as houses. Like, are we serious? And then you finally realize, oh my gosh, I went to school for 4 years and now I'm $60,000 in debt, but I have nothing to show for it. You know how many videos I've came across and they were like, hey, I went to college for 6 years. I got my bachelor's degree. I got my master's degree, and I'm working as an Uber driver, or I'm working as a waitress or a waiter or something like that. I cannot find a job in my field. So interesting that they sold us a bill of lies growing up. They made us believe that we can reach something that was unattainable, but then what they do is they dangle it in front of us and we'll never be able to reach it. But then they wonder why this generation has woken up and we're not having kids. We are not, the kids that are younger right now, they're not planning to go to college. They're planning to start their own businesses or go straight into the workforce, straight into blue collar jobs. No one wants to go to college anymore. The college rates are dropping down. The birth rates are dropping down. No one's starting a family, which means no one's getting married. Marital rates are dropping down. The divorce rates are rising because the number one cause of divorce is finances. And so it's almost like they set us up. They set our generation up for failure. We live in the hardest time to find a job. So if you didn't need to hear it now, do not quit your job because it's going to be very hard to find one. The prices for these stupid broken down cars nowadays, they break down within 5 years, but they want to price them at $60,000 when they really should be $19,000. So the car inflation is crazy. No one wants the white picket fence with the family and the dog and the kids and everyone's going to college. No one wants that anymore because it's not attainable for us anymore. We wanted it growing up because that's what.
And they don't want you to have that, that white picket fence, the nuclear family, the normal family of, a man, a woman, the children. Okay, they don't want that structure anymore because they want population control. Okay, they want you people to be freaks. All right, freaked out. Studs and transformers, and you see that's part of their new world order, man. Okay, they want a weird ass off, society. You see, so that's part of their agenda too, man, is to make having children unaffordable because they don't want people just to be randomly having children, and all these families and family, they don't want that. Okay, they want a weird, bugged out, freaked out society, man.
The vision that was given to us, but now it's to the point where we don't even want it because it's unattainable, and it's been made unattainable by you, the U.S. government, the United States. Y'all made it unattainable, and so now we're just going through life. Honestly, y'all know how many comments I see where they say, "Oh, a meteor's coming to Earth. Hurry up, take us out of this place." This is the first time in my life I've seen the majority of individuals just want the world to end. Normally people have a desire to live. Isn't it crazy that this generation have a desire to die? That's crazy.
I really do think the new American dream is to get the fuck out of America. And I know that there are some people out there that'll say, no, we got to stay and fight. No, we got to stay and fight with everybody. We can't just up and leave. But why not? Because why should we be loyal to America when the only thing that America has been loyal to us is making sure to keep us depressed, keep us down, keep us poor, keep us, to keep us down as people. That's the only thing that America has been loyal to. Why should we give a fuck about trying to, maybe it's just time. Have you ever thought about 99% of people are experiencing depression and just horrible living in the States is because it's about time that America faced the spiritual karma that it's had. Just think about that. Think about just for America to be built and to be so-called whites. Think about all the Indians that got killed. Think about all the indigenous Africans, black people, slaves. Think about all the people on this land who lost their life tragically.
So yeah, man, the Lord, all right, is making it easy, for us, to be separated from this world. All right, because what the hell is it to go back to? Okay, this place is being dismantled. All right, the quality of life, is at an all-time low. Okay, the people that it produces is at an all-time low. And as the brother put up, Kazakh Bun Yahweh, St. John 10:10, the thief coming not but for to steal and to kill and destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, man. And this was Israel, because we're at the bottom. This whole system is geared to keep us on the bottom, and they allow a few niggas, to get money and get popular, and, have this illusion of power, so they can show, so they can portray, that we're included in this. All right. But nah, man, we are at the very bottom, and this system, okay, is built to keep everyone poor except a few families. All right. The few families that the oligarchs, okay, allow to come up, man. Okay. So the only thing left is the end. You see, this is not how the earth is supposed to be ran. Okay, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, has ran the earth completely to the ground. Okay, and this is why, all right, we look forward to a new kingdom. Okay, there's nothing in this kingdom, that should have, our attention at this point. There's nothing in this kingdom that we should be investing in, man. Get our little daily bread, however we get it, and get back to what, man? Investing in a righteous kingdom, okay, and praying for the downfall of this current kingdom, man. Okay, so Rock 27, 25, and 7 is brother Kazakh Bun Yahweh. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. In the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth, okay, to see the fall of his enemy, man. And we're watching the fall of an empire. Okay, and what the devil is doing, he's intentionally, sabotaging, these governments, the money system, and all these different things. All right, so he can present, the sea hill as a savior and a solution. Okay, as a savior and a solution to the problem that he's created. Okay, and as people have trusted and leaned on this man for so long, because as people complain, see, complaining is one thing. All right. You see, these people complain, okay, but they have no other alternative. You see, they don't have a kingdom to look forward to. They don't have, Yahweh to look forward to as a deliverer. You see, and this is why, wisdom and knowledge is going to be our stability. Okay, that's why it's going to be our treasure. All right, because that's going to be a valuable thing to have, understanding, a hope, that's beyond this current system. Okay, let's go here. All right. This is let's get that in 2 Peter 3. Okay. This is I started at 12. 2 Peter 3 and 12. It says, looking forward to the day of the Most High, and hurrying it along. On that day, he will set the heavens on fire, which is his rulership, and the elements will melt away in the flames. Okay, and America is going to be completely destroyed. All right, and his rulership is going to be dissolved in the earth, man. The rulership of Esau Edom, and America is going to be completely melted into a desert. All right, it says, but we are looking forward to the new heavens and the new earth. Okay. He has promised a world filled with the Most High's righteousness, man. Okay, a world filled with the Most High's righteousness, man. See, we have a vision beyond this system. Okay, because people talking about, well, let's leave America. Well, America is a major part of the problem. Okay, but leaving America is not the solution to the problem. Esau Edom needs to be removed from power, the so-called white man. That's the problem of the earth. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is coming to address, okay, the problem of the earth, and that's why you go here. Let's get this Isaiah 63 and 1. I read in the NLT, it says, who is this all right, who comes from Edom, from the city of Basra, with his clothing stained red. Okay, and this is Yahweh Shai. And see, he's coming directly to the problem. Okay, who is this who comes from Edom, from the city of Basra, with his clothing stained red? All right, who is this in his royal robe, showing you the Yahweh Shai gonna be decked out while he destroying this place, man? Okay, Yahweh Shai gonna be decked. Okay, it says marching in his great strength. All right, Yahweh Shai, those chariots. Okay, it says it is I, the Lord, announcing your salvation. It is I, the Lord, who has the power to save, man, and He has given with all power to Yahweh Shai to deliver. But Yahweh Shai is coming directly to the problem of the earth, and that's Esau Edom. Okay, and the landmass, all right, that's going to get the brunt of the wrath of the Lord is going to be what? Okay, this is Revelation 19:2. It says his judgments are true and just. Okay, he has punished the great prostitute or the great harlot, the great whore, which is America, who corrupted the earth with her immorality. He has avenged the murder of his servants, man. So Yahweh Shai is coming directly to the source of the problem of the earth, man. Esau Edom, okay, and the landmass of America, man. Okay, that's the cancer in the earth, all right, that the Lord is getting ready to cut off, man. Okay, the physician cut it off a long disease, okay, as the scriptures say, man. And matter of fact, let's get that. I think that's Sirach 10 and 10. Yeah, let's get that. And we can end it there, you know. Just wanted to get into that because the only thing left is the end. You see, ain't no other talking point, you know. Nigga talk as a nigga pop up, you know, and say, well, look, oh, the brother already got it. It's the spirit, you know. It's the spirit, brother. You see? And we can end it with that, bro. But yo, a nigga, you know, come up with a talking point, you know. You see, just give Trump, you know, a few more months, man, you know. A nigga talk about, you know, new Black Wall Street, you know. No, man, none of that's gonna work. Okay, it's played out. Okay, the dollar is finna be all right, completely ditched. Okay, for this central bank currency. All right, the central bank digital currency CBDC. Okay, you have to take a device. All right, to do any transaction in this man's kingdom. Okay. So any solution outside of Yahweh Shai is far from a solution. Okay. And it said this Sirach 10:10 from the brother Kazak Bon Yahweh. And it says the physician cut it off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Okay. So Yahweh Shai is coming to cut off the disease of the earth, the dis-ease. All right, because the devil has the earth at dis-ease, man, from the people. All right, to the plants, the animals, okay, the you know, the land itself, okay, everything is in a state of mourning and decay under this man's rulership. All right, because this man is a dis-ease to the earth. It's going to be cut off. Okay, so that's the point. You know, just wanted to get into that, Lord will, you brothers. All right, and you sisters edified once again. I'm gonna give all praise and glory unto Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful. Shalom.